Hello dear teachers, and greetings to you all. Welcome again to another video in this digitalization journey. So we are going to be looking at the next software, which is the PowerPoint presentation software. So in this particular video, I'll just try to explain everything that concerns PowerPoint, and then in the next video I will try to carry out a task so that you guys duplicate or replicate the task, and then now we have a final examination session on both Word and on PowerPoint. Then the program ends. So my main objective of even initiating this program was not actually to teach teachers how to use Microsoft Word, but it's actually to teach teachers how to use PowerPoint. But you realize that for you to know how to use PowerPoint, you must definitely know how to use Microsoft Word. So that's why I started with Microsoft Word. So pay keen attention to each and every detail I'm going to explain about this software, because I think if not all, but most of you are not versed with this application, with this software, so it is just like Word, but there are so many other features there that are a little bit advanced and a little bit more complicated to use. But once you have mastered Microsoft Word and also kind of, I can say, a little bit creative, and you practice more, then this software is not going to be a problem to you. Okay, so the objective at the end of this PowerPoint presentation session, or this PowerPoint training, is that each and every teacher should be able to produce a video. That's the first thing. A YouTube video using PowerPoint, not recording, because currently I am recording my screen. So I will want each and every teacher to produce a YouTube video using, in fact, not necessarily YouTube video, any video using PowerPoint. Okay, and also definitely if you are producing a video using PowerPoint, it means that you have done a good PowerPoint presentation. So in a nutshell, by the end of this training, you are supposed to know how to produce a video using PowerPoint. And to produce a video using PowerPoint, you must be able to create a good PowerPoint presentation. Once you are able to create a good PowerPoint presentation, the video is just speaking. Yes, the video will just be speaking. So a good video, aside explanation using PowerPoint, is basically solely depending on how good the PowerPoint presentation is. Alright, so in the PowerPoint task bar, we have the File tab, we have the Home tab, we have the Insert, the Design, the Transitions, the Animations, the Slideshow, the Review, the View, and Recording. Anyways, I am using PowerPoint 2021, so in other lower versions you might not see the recording here, but I will show you how to get the recording. Okay, just that this one is a little bit advanced. Okay, in Microsoft Word, I think we talked about the file tab already, where you can just you just use to save your Microsoft Word document. That's all about the file tab. Okay, now let's go for the Home tab. All right, now in PowerPoint, you see that it is not like Microsoft Word where you just start typing. No, in PowerPoint, for you to type, you must type inside a text box. So how do I get the text box? Directly on my Home tab, I come to the section of Drawing, and this is what we call a text box. I click on it. Then once I click on it and I bring it to the white surface, to the slide, once I click on it and I bring it to the slide, I can just draw the text box that I want, and then I can write anything I want to write inside that text box. Maybe digitalization 2024. Now you could format the text box, right? You could decrease the size of the text box, increase the size, and I think I showed you guys all of these things already in Microsoft Word. You can increase the size of the text, you change the font name, all right, you give the coloration, you bold, you slant it, you underline, and so on and so forth. So this very font and paragraph that we saw in Microsoft Word is the same story in PowerPoint, even the insert. So basically the only thing that is new in the PowerPoint is the design. Actually the design, the transition, the animations, and the slideshow, because the rest of the other things are clear. But anyways, this is also for the slide. All right, this is what we call a slide. You could, if you want to take a new slide, you could insert a new slide. All right, so I can just go to new slide. It takes me to, I've just added a new slide, and then I delete all the informations there, and then basically I also take a text box. If I want to write, I write inside. You can also change the position of the slides. All right, you can renumber the slides by just changing their positions. Okay, this other section, layout is just the way you want your slide to look like. If you want it to carry some information, if you want your slide to carry headers, footers, and all the rest. But anyways, I'll show you how to implement all of those. So once, maybe like I said, when you've insert, you must write inside the text box, and when you write inside the text box, you could format that text box in any way you want. You could give it a filling color. In fact, anything you want, anyhow you want that text box to be, you can make the text box to be like that. Now let us see if there are other new things under insert. Let's see. Under insert, no, there is nothing new under insert that you really want, except maybe icons and 3D models. These icons is, well, I'm not online, so I cannot really explain icons, because you use icons and 3D models when you are online, maybe to insert some icons, or to insert some 3D things and explain with. As we saw table already, insert a picture, insert a screenshot, insert a picture from an album. All of these things are okay. You see the headers, the symbols, you saw this already. Insert equation. For you to insert the equation, you can just click the text box, you draw the text box, then you go to insert, you click on equation, and you click on equation, and automatically you can now insert your equation. So when you go to insert, you clearly see everything that is found in Microsoft Word. All right, so we are not actually going to focus on all of these inserts. You could also insert a video. Yes, this one is an additional feature. You could insert a video into your PowerPoint presentation. That is, if you have a video already. I'm not going to focus too on that. You could insert a voicemail. You could also screen record a certain portion. Okay, let's go to design. For the design, you just kind of, you could choose. You see, I can choose a custom template for my presentation. You see, you can choose anyone you want. So this all depends on you. You could change the transition. Is that no? You could change the color. In fact, the background color. If I use this, you see, it turns automatically to black. If I use this, if I use white, and so on and so forth. You could also change the size of your slide. So for example, there's something we call YouTube Shorts, right? Some videos are always kind of not actually large but vertical. If you're watching TikTok, you also realize that some videos are always kind of vertical, and also in YouTube Shorts. So to do that, you could always customize the slide. You go to slide customization. You try to use 16 and 9. 16 for the width, 9 for the height. No, I've reversed it. The height is supposed to be, instead, the height is supposed to be 9, and then the width is supposed to be 9, and the height is supposed to be 16. And then I take OK, ensure fit. That is it. You see. So basically, and then when this appears, you must kind of increase the size of the text so that it is very visible. All right, and that is it. So like I said, the objective is that you should be able to do a video, and to do a video you must do a good PowerPoint presentation. So I'm just trying to show you how you can do YouTube Shorts, provided you want to do short videos. Okay, let me try to bring my slide back to the normal normal way. All right, okay, so that's it for design. Now let's go to transition. Things become interesting from here. For transition, there are so many transitions. All right, transitions is just like, okay, let me just try to add some slides. Transition is like moving from one slide to another, because when you produce a PowerPoint, okay, what happens is that you have to present the PowerPoint. How do I present? If I want to present a particular slide, I come down here to slideshow and I click on slideshow. It presents just that particular slide. Now if I want to present, these slides are almost the same, so let me try to distinguish them by changing these guys to different colors. So if I want to present from the beginning, for example, I need to come and click here, start from beginning, or you can press F5. Okay, that's a shortcut. So if I click on it, this is my presentation from the beginning. Now if I come down here, for example, you kind of see some icons here, okay, because this screen is wide, then they don't really show clearly, but this is just the icon to go to the next slide. If I click on it, I go to the next slide. If I click backwards, I go to the previous slide. If you don't want to use these icons here, now this is the pen icon. You want to use a laser, you want to use a pen to write, you want to highlight something, then at the end of it all, you could erase. That is it. Okay, this one is actually this guy here. You could change your screen. You could take a black screen, or you could show presenter view. If you take presenter view, it becomes a little bit smaller, and when it is smaller, this is what you have. Okay, when it's smaller, this is what you have. And you could also, in this case, if you come to this guy here, you see all those other options, the ink color of the pen as well. You want to write anything you want to do, the laser, that's the laser. You can erase everything on the screen directly. All right, so this is a presenter view. Now you can also show task bar in case you are presenting and you want to go to somewhere else. You can take the task bar, and my task bar is at the left. I think most of you have your task bar below, but my task bar I place it at the left so that it should ease my movement. I can end my slideshow automatically from here, so that is it. Let's go back to presentation. So to present, I'm presenting like this, right? I go to the next slide. That is all. Anyways, it's not really interesting for now, but as we proceed, so transition is just, okay, from this slide to this slide, what should happen? If I present, you see, when I'm moving from slide to slide, nothing is happening, right? There is no effect that you see. But let me show you something. If I click on this second slide and I give it a different transition, wait, let me try to give it, voila, you see what's happening? You see, so these are different transitions, how you want your slides to appear. If I click on this other slide and I give it a push, if I click on this other slide and maybe shape, no, not really nice. If I give it switch, okay, now if I go to play, the first slide was not in transition mode. When I go to the next slide, you see, this what happens. When I go to the next slide, this what happens. When I go to the next slide, this what happens. So that's all about transitions, how you relate the movement between your various slides. And there are so many transitions. Just try to use basic ones that will be user friendly to the audience. Now this is one of the first important, but this is the most important, animations. Now what is animations? If I click on this, you see, when I've not clicked on anything, everything here is blank, nothing is highlighted except the animation plane. All right, if I click now on this, now see things become they now show clearly. Now animations are basically, okay, if I want to present something and I don't want people to actually see when my slide appears, this information on this slide could be hidden if I animate it. Like for example, if I click on it and I just take any animation, fly in, which means that once a slide appears, if I don't click, this digitalization 2024 will not appear. And once I click once I click on my screen, once it is appearing, the animation involved is going to be the fly in animation. If it is float, if it is split, there are so many. If it is shape, if it is wheel, if it is random bars, if it is grow and turn, and so on and so forth. If it is, there's one favorite wider here. Okay, so for example, now if I want to play this slide, you see I've presented but nothing is showing. But once I click on my screen, this now appears. It is now nice because people don't actually know what you want to say. All right, so they actually stay watching and listening to your presentation. So that is how a presentation is supposed to be, because a PowerPoint is a point that carries much power. So you don't need to write so much in your PowerPoint presentation. You just have to think, and you just write down something which once people see that thing, they already start to understand like what you're about to say. And it is not good that when you start your presentation, everything is just showing on the slide. It's better to animate. So this is the most important part of a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, this is the most important part of the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, slideshow is basically, okay, if you want to record after presenting, if you want to record your slide, like you want to make a video, right, you just go to slideshow. If you don't have recording, you could go to slideshow, you click on record slide, you take record from beginning. Now this is what appears. Like I said, I'm using an update and a very updated version of Microsoft 2021, so it is possible for me to even on my camera and you see me physically, all right, while I am presenting. But I'm not going to do that now. If you take record, it's going to start recording. Once you take record, you see it begins from the first slide. The first slide, it is because I animated the digitalization as I'm speaking. It's already recording. All right, it's already recording. It's because I already animated the digitalization that you don't see it appearing. But once I click here, automatically it appears. And once it appears, I'm now speaking. Today we are going to be looking at digitalization. Now this is our program, and I just start speaking. Now this is the next slide. You see, I did not animate these other digitalizations in the next slide, so that is why when the slide is appearing, they just appear together with the slide. You see, so that is it. When you're done recording, you can now see every slide that is being recorded. You can see the recording symbol here, the recording icon here. You could also play to actually listen to what you are recording. If I play, see it begins from the first slide. The first slide, it is because I animated the digitalization as I'm speaking. It's already recording. All right, it's already recording. It's because I already animated. Okay, if you go to the next slide, you also listen to what we are saying. See, I did not. You see, it was very short in this slide because I was just moving very fast. Now, after recording, how do I convert to a video? You go to File, you go to Export, you go to Create Video, then you take Create Video. You now save the video, maybe digitalization, PowerPoint, digitalization, PowerPoint, digitalization journey. Let me just try to save on my desktop so that I'll easily find it. Now when you're saving the video, the progress will be showing down here, creating a video. So this is where this is a software that will teach you patience. You have to be very patient, especially when the video is long. This video is short, right? This video, there are not too many things on the slide even, so it's going to create very fast. But when a video is long, you can sit like for 30 minutes just to wait for the video to be created. And one thing that is that the video has a very good quality. The quality of the video is very, very good, especially when you have mastered the software very well. You see, very soon when the video is done creating, I'll go and search for the video, and then I play the video normally, and then we see the video we have just created. All right, the video is done. Is done. I think this is it here. See, it begins from the first slide. The first slide, it is because I animated the digitalization as I'm speaking. It's already recording. all right, it's already recording. It's because I already animated the digitalization that you don't see it appearing. But once I click here, automatically it appears, and once it appears, I'm now speaking. Today we are going to be looking at digitalization. Now this is our program, and I just start speaking. Now this is the next slide. You see, I do not animate these other digitalizations in the next slide, so that is why when the slide is appearing, they just appear together with the slide. You see, so that is it. Voila, so that is it. So that basically that is how you do your video. So now this was just an overview. All right, this was just an overview of PowerPoint. So in the next video, we are going to now be actually creating a PowerPoint presentation. But let me just try to show you guys, because I will not really have anyways. These are the recent PowerPoint presentations I created. Let me see. This is the latest one that I created. So this was a PowerPoint presentation I created. In fact, I already did the video. You see a record there already. You see a record there already. Here's a presentation I created. Then I had to explain. Record there already, and it's recorded. Now I don't know how I saved the video. Alright, I think here is a video. Hello guys, welcome once more to another video in our YouTube channel. So in this, because basically camera why done monetization only just for you, not uploaded on YouTube, but those videos are going so my very first slide was not part of our group in transition, but the next slide was now in transition. So guys, look at what happened. Let's get started. Right, so let's analyze the equation together. The first part, the object is slightly displaced through small angle. So basically that's what's happening. All right, so let us even see when I start to animate. Okay, I think it is here. So let me play from here. Position, all right, and it is swinging below curve. So basically it's going to be giving a horizontal push. So it's going to be giving a horizontal push, all right. And when it is giving that horizontal push, initially this G here is the center of mass of the body. The center of mass of the composite body will lie along the line that is passing through the center of the rod and the center of the lamina. So it's going to lie along this line. So the center of mass of the weight is going to be concentrated at the center of mass. So the mass will be the mass of the rod plus the mass of the rectangular lamina. So I can just call it, so the weight is going to be the mass of the rod plus the mass of the rectangular lamina times G. So I just call that the mass of the system. So this is what happens initially. Now when it is after a certain time t, this is what is happening. You see, that is basically animations. You see, initially you come to my presentation, you don't see anything, you see only what I want you to see. Then when I start explaining now, because I have animated the other objects that I place there, it's only when I click and when I'm done explaining something that I now click and it appears based on the animation I gave it. True, it is displaced through small angles for. So basically that is a video. Now let's go to the original PowerPoint. This is the original PowerPoint. Okay, if I play the original PowerPoint, hello guys, welcome once more. It is speaking actually because I recorded this slide. So in this video, so let me just kind of remove all the recordings. I'll remove all the recordings, then I will try to play the PowerPoint itself. I will try to present the PowerPoint itself. So presentation. So my first slide, I gave it a transition. I gave my first slide a transition. I'll show you the transition. They call it vertex. Now going to the next slide, this is what happens. Then once I start explaining, I've animated everything. Once I start explaining, you see, once I'm explaining, it's coming out. Anything I want to come out comes out. Animate my text. So all I need to do is I need to do a good PowerPoint presentation just by arranging the informations on a given slide. And it requires a lot of creativity because you need to know how to set up your slide. So once you arrange the informations on the slide, you try to fill up the spaces on the slide, then basically your PowerPoint presentation is going to be good. And once your PowerPoint presentation is good, alongside maybe your explanation is also good, then everything becomes very good, and your video comes out very clear. So basically that is it. So in the next video, let me see if I have, there are so many PowerPoint presentation videos that I did, but I was not able to do the video. This is a 3D icon. This question was talking about a helicopter, so I tried to look for a 3D icon. When I went to insert, I took 3D models, and then I look for a helicopter, and then I inserted. You see, I could shift it from any position I want. What is this? Okay. Alright, even setting up MCure is also, so this is an MCure also that I did, MCure examination that I did. I just had to input the questions, then now I kept the solutions aside, trying to mix colors up and down so that it should be very presentable. Okay, so in the next video I will focus on, in the next video I will try to focus on us having a task. So I'm going to kind of do a PowerPoint presentation